Hey there, welcome back to the vlog. I'm Abby, and today I have a little bit of a dilemma. That dilemma being I have borrowed a book from the library on my Kindle, and it is due tomorrow by 6 p.m. It's currently 6:30. Welcome to a 24-hour reading vlog. Future Abby here, dropping in to say that I have said that this is a 24-hour reading vlog. Things do not quite go to plan in this video, and so it's a weekend reading vlog, more 48 hours, if you will. So if in the future I say 24-hour reading vlog, heyo, we know. Us in the future, we know it's the whole weekend. As you were. So my primary objective for this 24-hour reading vlog is to finish The Will of the Many by James Islington, which I have borrowed using Libby from my public library. I'll give you a high-level synopsis of The Will of the Many. It is fantasy where the sort of magic system or power system is based off of will, of life force, and we find ourselves with the main character who's an orphan who has been adopted by this super high-ranking person who's super powerful, has lots of will, and he's putting him in the school, and he's got to find out some stuff. It's like politics and whatnot, rivalries, whatever. That's the best I can think to describe what it's about, having only read 16% of it. So from now until hopefully 6 p.m. tomorrow, I can finish it. So without further ado, let's do some reading, shall we? We shall. Check-in to tell you, stop sleeping on pickle pops, okay? If you like pickles, freeze your pickle juice. Show up. We've reached that point in the evening where I want to set my Kindle up on my little stand that holds it, and then use the clicker that I got off Amazon to click it that way, so that I can get under my covers and lay like a little cocoon and read that way. So I'm gonna do that. Now, please excuse me while I nest into my little cocoon and read more of The Will of the Many, like Little Hermit. Maybe I am reading slower than I usually do, or the content of The Will of the Many is just a bit harder to digest, but I am not reading as fast as I thought I was going to, and I am pretty worried that I'm not gonna finish. In fact, I'm pretty confident that I will not finish by 6 p.m. If my Kindle estimate is correct, it says that I have 4 hours left and it's 4 p.m. and my loan is due at 6. So I'm putting a life hack to the test that is, if you put your Kindle in airplane mode, your Libby book won't sync, and so it won't return. So I will let you know if that life hack works, because the book is so good, and I would be honestly, quite frankly, very annoyed if it got returned when I had a few chapters left. So I will update about whether or not the life hack of putting your Kindle in airplane mode works. So I'm gonna give a little update on my reading of The Will of the Many thus far while I braid my hair to get it out of my face. It's currently 5 p.m. and I'm about 80% through, and there's pretty much no shot that I am going to finish it by that 6 p.m. due date to Libby. So I'm trying out this life hack that I saw on Reddit, that if you put your Kindle in airplane mode or disconnected from the internet, then it won't know that your loan is due. So we're gonna try that, see what happens. Worst case scenario, I have to buy the book, which it's good. So I don't mind having to do that. I would just rather not when I've made it to 80% done on my library version. I'm currently, hey, spoilers, skip to this timestamp if you don't want spoilers. I'm currently at the part where V has just tricked the girl who was in class 3 during the foundation game. He just sort of like hustled her, and now he's in class 3, and they've just announced that they're like moving up the competition. And let me just say, our main character is a reckless dude. It pays off for him because, you know, he's got that main character energy. He's got that plot armor. But dang, he really has hustled so many people. You know, him getting into class 5 after winning the sword match, which I was very much struggling to understand exactly what was happening there. Is the armor not physically touching them? Does it like float in front of them? I was not completely clear on what was going on there, but I chose to ignore it. Didn't seem like it was that important for me to understand. But all of that to say, he's got plot armor so dang thick that it's kind of crazy. Because I mean, he's got to like win at the end, right? I mean, well, there's supposed to be another book. You know, the first one's The Will of the Many. I think the second will be The Strength of the Few. They've nodded at that as like a line. You know, and like, you know, in society, colloquially, that is a line that people say. I am just so enthralled. I think the book is very good. I think the author does an awesome job of not leaving in pointless descriptions. I really feel like everything that has said is either contributing to the setting, building the atmosphere, building the world, or is plot relevant. I think the past few books that I have read, there have just been these like unnecessary tangents. It is refreshing to read something thereafter that feels very intentional. And that's, you know, a lot for 600, at least on my Kindle, 600 pages, okay? As a 20-hour read, you know? Needless to say, we're enjoying it. And I feel like it is just the sort of segue back into a fantasy setting that I have needed. I really feel like I want to read Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. I've been pushing it off because it's like during the summer, I don't know, I'm just not in the mood for fantasy. But I feel like it's gonna happen. If you watched my August TBR video, I mentioned how I've been putting it off. It's happening. Well, let's get back to reading this book, okay? So the life hack works, folks. If you look up at my clock, you can see that it's past 10 o'clock. And I just finished the book like an hour ago. So the life hack works. If you borrow a book from Libby and your time is almost up, you can put your Kindle in airplane mode. Make sure the book is downloaded. Put your Kindle in airplane mode and you will be able to keep it until you connect back to the internet. It saved my life today because I definitely did not finish The Will of the Many by the time I was supposed to. But we're going to try to avoid that in the future for some of my other downloads that I currently have from Libby. Shout out to the people on Reddit who confirmed my theory. Thank you, you're the best. Oh my gosh, this book, so good. The ending, 5 stars. I felt like all of the characters are so fully fleshed out. I felt like we really understood the main characters' motivations. I felt like there was a lot of substance even given to side characters. There was a lot of consideration for the backstories of a lot of the side characters. So, truthfully, 10. 10's across the board, okay? I think that the writing was superb. I think in a lot of fantasy, there tends to be this issue where there's so much time spent on world building or exposition that we kind of feel the lull. We kind of are like, okay, when are we gonna get to the point? But I think that Islington does a really good job of integrating the world building in with the plot, and as our main character is learning stuff is when we learn stuff, and so I thought that that was really effective. I loved the heck out of this book, and in fact the ending has me fuming. I can't wait for the sequel, you know, with the first book being The Will of the Many, the second book being The Strength of the Few, which I believe has not come out yet. Fact check me if I'm wrong. But I am really excited, especially after that cliffhanger that we were left with. Because what? Anyway, 5 stars, baby. Hell yeah. I think this 24-hour reading vlog might turn into just a weekend reading vlog. I'm not sure because I only read 1 book. So that doesn't seem that exciting. So maybe we'll actually make it a weekend reading vlog. I don't know. It depends on if I feel like reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies tomorrow, because as you can see, it's 10 p.m. and I've been reading since 6 a.m. Running to the store to just get some snacks, and Jesus Christ, it is 118 degrees. Don't move to Arizona, folks. It's freaking hot. Look at that, 118 degrees, holy shit. You know, something they don't talk about living in Arizona is that in order to keep your power bill down from being $1 million is you need to keep blackout curtains on all your windows. So forget having natural light. 2, you need to turn all your lights off during the day because it's the power, you know, you're spending so much on your AC to run that you got to keep your lights off if you want to power. Well, hey, that's bad for someone like me who wants to read during the day. I hate those little book lights. It sucks. But as you just saw on our quick little excursion to the store, it's 118 degrees outside. So I'm not really sure what my audio is sounding like right now because I have a fan pointed directly at me. It's the only way to survive in this current state. Even with the air conditioner set to 74, it's more like a feels like 78. So we need a fan pointing directly at us at all times. Anyway, change of location into the living room to read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Let's see if I can finish this bad boy. And I am currently in the process of annotating her. So I've got on my little inside flap here, we've got our sticky tabs and a highlighter and a pen, all within the color palette of the cover because aesthetics are fun, you know? If I finish Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies while I am sitting here, I also have my current crochet project here. We'll put on audiobook or maybe some booktubers videos or something like that. Work on crochet, but that is only if and when we finish Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Isn't that right, Maximus? This is Swiper. named after the fox. He is my foxy son. And this is my sweet little potato stepson. So, hey, let's read this book. So I'm not entirely sure what the last thing I recorded was, or really where we left off at all in this vlog. It's probably pretty obvious that I didn't do a whole lot of planning. So, we learn, we live, we move on. But alas, it is Monday, which means that it's time for me to do my day job. So I think that it's time for me to sort of wrap this thing up. Let's just kind of get a quick summary of everything that we did in this vlog. 1, we finished The Will of the Mini, which was the primary objective. 5 stars. I did not finish Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, but I did read about 50 more pages. So, hey, almost done. We're getting there. I did not listen to any audiobook, but I did crochet some more squares for the crochet blanket while I watched some YouTube videos. So, hey, we're making some progress. Overall, I think it was a pretty successful weekend. We'll just have to keep on trucking, keep on moving, and see how things go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the chaos that was this video, and I hope that you'll stick around and watch more. Make sure to subscribe if that's something you want to do. Like the video, comment down below, all the things that YouTubers typically ask at the end of their videos. That's all for now. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye. Cheers to day job.